Hey guys, good evening and welcome to the Play for Life Comics FOC show for 6/4/22. Uh, try to give a little explanation for what this is and exactly how it works. This is Final Order Cutoff is what FOC stands for. And all the companies, we order things usually about 2 months out or so. And this is our last chance to adjust orders, so add or drop titles, or if things seem like they're heating it up, it gives us one last chance to maybe add some numbers, drop some numbers once we've gotten some feedback from our customers. And another part of it is so all the companies are on kind of a different schedule. So yeah, we're doing it. We do ask that you get them in by Saturday afternoon. That gives us plenty of time to put the orders in for Sunday, is when most of it's due. And a good example is, so most companies are going to do it about 3 weeks out. The majority of the companies, DC is solid 3 weeks out. A lot of the indies, but sometimes they'll get pushed back. It's not a perfect science by any means. Marvel's kind of the wild card. They tend to do anything from 4 to 6 weeks out, and sometimes, some of the books that came out this week we FOC'd back in March. So no rhyme or reason to it really. But this is when we're able to do the orders, and we're able to put in orders for you guys. So for example, if there's a cool cover that you think is going to be the next hot thing, you can order 10 of them from us. And we offer 20% off in these. And we are at the whim of the company. So if they push things back, or sometimes things even get canceled and different things happen like pandemics. We can't account for any of it, but we don't ask for money up front. So we try to work with you guys to make it easier for you, so you get the books you want, and we try to have as many pictures as we can. And we're not focusing on all the books either. So what we focus on are number ones, hot covers, and possible first appearances. We tend to get those off of Key Collector. Does a thing called Future Keys. It's a great resource if you haven't used it. But there's dozens of other books any given week. We show what we think's pertinent and what might be interesting to you guys. But there's plenty of other books, and there's two good sites to check those on. Previewsworld.com. The best way to search for it, in my opinion, is I'd go to Google, I type in FOC previews, and the most recent one, the one for that week, tends to pop up. I click on there. They show me all the books upcoming that are up for reorder that week. The other one, because DC's got to be a little bit different, they go with Lunar Distribution. So I tend to type in Lunar Dist, D-I-S-T, and it pops right up. I go to Lunar, and it about a few inches down the screen, you can find FOC. It's one of the first little windows they have on there, and you can scroll through there and see what they got coming up about 3 weeks out. These are the two sites. So lunardistribution.com for DC Comics. And they also carry some indies, but we tend to get all our independents from Diamond. So previewsworld.com. Those are the two sources to see other books that we don't focus on. And hopefully that clears up some things for some of you guys and try to make it easier on you. We provide a Google Docs form at the bottom that has slots, kind of check mark boxes for all the titles that we focus on. But then we also leave a blank space. So if you're like, hey, I want 10 copies of the next SpiderMan or whatever, you could fill all that in there. Or if there's books that we don't focus on, something a little more obscure, or a fifth issue of an independent book from, say, Scout Comics or something like that, that's the space to do that. And that makes it a little easier for us, and then that helps facilitate for us getting what you want. So there we go, and hopefully that was helpful, and we'll move on with the books we got focused for this week. So let's see what we got. Public Domain. This is from Image Comics, written by Chip Zdarsky. Of course, a lot of people know him from his recent Daredevil run, which has been a great run. A lot of cool stuff going on there. My take from this story is it's a family that's related to a writer or artist who had created an older superhero, think Superman, Batman, something like that. And they are going into kind of legal means. Things go into public domain after I think it's 75, 80 years, something like that. And so they're fighting so it doesn't go into public domain so they keep the rights to it. So that could be interesting, and it kind of reflects some things that have gone on in the industry over the years.
Really, some of it even recently with some of the stuff with Batman and Superman.
Oh yeah,
all that.
Batman especially. That's a fascinating story. There's a documentary out there about that that's pretty eye opening. About Bill Finger and Bob Kane. Black Flamingo #1. This is also from Image Comics. This is about a flamboyant thief, and I think he's in Miami or somewhere like that. But he steals mystical objects from people kind of in his subculture, and he kind of comes into something that he's not expecting. But a good miniseries. So if you like good short stories that are kind of you can be done in a few months on, and you don't got to read the next 30 issues to figure out the story, this might be a good one for you. Image has a tendency to do some great kind of alternative stuff. That some of the wildest stories I've ever read came from them. So this is coming out 6/29/22, about a month out. Spawn Origins hardcover volume 11 with a killer Greg Capullo cover. So these are probably going to be some pretty good Spawn stories from I'd say the upper double digits. That's when he was doing a lot of the covers there. So $39.99 on that, and this comes out 9/28. So just be aware of that it doesn't come out until what's that, October? September. Thank you. Let's see. Dark Spaces Wildfire #1. This is from IDW. Now, this one's interesting, and I tend to buy up. I have a lot of firefighters in my family, so I tend to buy up firefighter type books and give them out as like stocking stuffer type stuff at Christmas. It's just, something that's makes gift giving a little easier for me. This is an interesting take, though. These are fire jumpers, and typically, out west and stuff, they'll train kind of criminals that are trying to have a second chance, that kind of thing, to do this kind of stuff. And this is an all-woman team, and one of the women is a white-collar criminal who'd had some goings on with various types of criminals, and she's trying to talk all the other women in this group that during this to use the wildfire as a cover to go rob some other criminals. And probably gets in over her head, I'm sure, as these stories tend to go. And I'm not familiar with Hayden Sherman, but he or she seems to do all the covers, and there's some pretty good covers. There's a B cover there. C cover, I kind of like that one myself. D cover, the group shot, and a blank. And that is from IDW, coming out 7/13, so second week of July. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. This is the Gil Kane ASM Artisan Edition. Now, in the past, a lot of it's scanned original art and things like that, and a lot of these used to be only available in huge hardcovers. These are a little easier to buy. These are usually paperbacks. But they're $39. This one's $39.99 with some great. I think it's 3 arcs of SpiderMan.
Yeah, one of them is the drug arc.
Okay.
The non.
So in the 90s, the stuff that didn't have the code on it.
Yeah, didn't have the code on it. Of course, you can see it's the Morbius stuff.
So low 100s.
One of them is the funeral of Gwen Stacy arc.
Okay, which I think is in the 120s or 130s, somewhere in there. Yeah. So there you go, some great classic Spider-Man arcs in the original black and white before it was colorized for the book. So, and in an affordable format. and this is out also second week of July. Avengers Forever number 7, and if you've not been following, they put a first appearance in every one of these. So if you're somebody that wants to pick up a first appearance at 20% off cover, which is about $3.19, there you go. A cheap way to buy into a first appearance. You got an A from Aaron Cooter and a B from Luciano Vecchio. Got a Hulk number 7 second printing, kind of a Thor Hulk amalgamation thing going there.
Part of the Banner Wars story.
Yep. The crossover between Hulk and Thor that's been going has been pretty interesting. Out 7/6/2022, so first week of July. Thor 25 second printing, also part of the crossover, out the same day. XMen Hellfire Gala one shot. This is an introduction of a new X team. I swear they got about 40 of them now. Carlos E. Gomez, A cover. This is out second week of July. So there's your team lineup. I think you got Magic,
Firestar, the
Cyclops. Yep, the guy from Generation X, whose name we can't remember. If you do, leave a comment. We'd love to hear it. This was the cover we chose this one for, though. This is the Art Jump cover. He rarely disappoints. Great looking cover. That's the B. You got a Nick Dragata cover, kind of a little more indicative of the Hellfire Gala covers they've done the last year or so. Another Gomez promo variant. This is probably all the team.
Yeah.
On to Behemoth from Black Caravan, which is a Scout Comics imprint. This one's interesting. This is a girl who's been having some crazy dreams. She's also turning into a monster. So she ends up in a facility that everybody else is pretty much having the same dreams, and they're all turning into monsters. So she signs up with the government to help fight some, kind of extraordinary threats and whatnot with her special ability. J.K. Woodard cover there. Crystal Planet. This is from Opus, and a lot of the stuff they've done has been based around music. They did a book had something to do with the band Disturbed that came out, I think, last week. This is a group fighting for resources of a dying star. And I don't understand exactly how, but the resource is music. So they're fighting over music. This is coming out last week in June, day before my birthday, actually.
That's that belief that music has power and that it can change the world and everything else.
Which, hey, I get that. I know I enjoy it. So, Oblivion Trials. This is from Source Point. This seems like this is a 4-part miniseries. Seems kind of straightforward fantasy type stuff. So, if that's your bag, that can be a lot of fun. Space Lady. This is from Behemoth Comics. Not a huge fan of the covers, but the premise seems interesting. It is a space cop and female, and she has a suit that makes her basically invincible. And she presents as very by the book, very ordered and whatnot. But she also is anything but. So she's getting into all kinds of stuff from the solicitation. It seems, she isn't quite what she presents herself as. You got a couple of different covers from Ashley Warwick here. DC versus Vampires Killers one shot. They've done a couple of these. This is the second one, I believe. You got a Hobchi A cover with Harley Quinn all decked out, armed for bear, as it were, right there.
Yeah, she's the main person in this. She's leading what is left of the human race.
Okay.
Against the new order of the vampires.
Gotcha. All right.
So this is all sort of spun out of that DC versus Vampires miniseries. It just, I don't know, did 6 ever come out yet?
If it has, it's been very recently. What I really like is the B cover. This is the take on that McFarlane Batman cover from way back. A little extra going on. It's just a sharp cover. Booth, Glampion, cardstock cover for $1 more. This is out 6/29, so last week of June. I think we're going to go heavy on this one, so definitely stay tuned for that. And that's a good time to plug my show. We do 3 shows a week, Tuesday and Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sunday mornings for 2 hours, 9 a.m. Eastern. And what these shows are is we present books. In a good hour show, we may go through 150 to 300 books if we're going at a good clip. And we sell books on there. You claim them through the comments. We invoice you. We ship out every Monday. We ship all over the world with this stuff. So if you're looking for some books, check us out. It'd be a good time. We're on YouTube and Facebook as we are with this video. Last book of the night. This is Deathstroke Inc. number 10. This is an origin for Deathstroke. Mikhail Yanin, A cover. And probably my favorite cover of the week. This is the Ivan Tao cardstock cover of him sitting on the porch with the shotgun. Just a good looking cover. So a lot of fun. But we appreciate you guys joining us tonight, and hopefully our explanation cleared up a few things. And of course, if you have any questions, reach out to us on social media or hey, call the store 919-703-5976. And we'll try to answer any questions you may have. Use the Google Doc form and tell your friends about this. This is a great way to order books. We ship. If you got questions about our shipping rates or anything like that, reach out and we can help you figure it out. So appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a great one, and we will see you next Tuesday.